Edson, what's up?
What's going on?
So just to clarify, I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I've been doing interviews with a couple pages with Bad Girls Club. I went to college for broadcast journalism,
I
so we've
would
been.
not even call you a fan. Stop it. Come
Yeah. How are you, brother? What are you up to tonight?
on. Man, listen, I'm great. I'm great. I'm actually just eating this damn mozzarella sticks, taking a break from doing laundry and my Christmas tree. I'm finishing up my holidays or Christmas tree, whatever you want to call it, but that's what I'm doing. Just chilling here.
Yo. So okay. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Oh, this is like right now are we doing this? Okay, let's
Or
do.
we could set one up. I mean,
Nah, it's cool. Let's go. I got time right now. You gonna
I'm
catch
sitting
me
here
off?
sipping and smoking.
Oh, you lit, no tit tit.
Got the good kush.
Okay.
So no, I just like a couple questions because honestly, I haven't seen that shit in so long. But how did you go about getting on that show you did, Love Games? You were on season 3, right?
Yes, I was in season 3. What's going on, Terry? That's my boy.
Hey,
Um,
Gary.
yes, I was on season 3. Season 3, for sure. But it was pretty much like an open casting call at the time. There was casting for Love Games 3 and for Baggers season 8. Um, so, it was an open casting for both at the same spot. I went to the one in Philly. So I went and it was a round table, you know how it normally is,
Yeah,
round
I
table,
see a
couple
photo.
of dudes, and I went there, they asked the questions, and I was just answering the shit, like whatever, doing some random answers, and they held me back. And they was like, all right, listen, like we need to get you back out there. And it was funny because some of the girls, like two girls that were auditioning for Bad Girls Club, walked by the table while I was auditioning. And they was like, yo, what's up with you? Like, trying to get my number and shit. And the producer was like, do you know them? I said, I don't know them. Like, what? He like, oh, you don't? I was like, no, I don't know them. So he was like, well, damn, she trying to get you. I'm like, well, I guess, but I don't know them. So whatever. Let's keep going. So it
Yeah,
just kept going and shit. And then the next day I had to go back for like the second round, the little camera interview they do. And it just took a process from there. It went on like 3 months. And I fucking made it. I got onto the show, the final. Well, first they flew me out to LA as a finalist. And they're like, we got to do all these questions, with the whole psychiatrist and all this tests
the
they did
mental.
and all that crazy stuff, making sure I wasn't real crazy. And they have me talking to the camera in this like room alone and stuff. I was like, what? So from there, they flew my ass back to Jersey, and I waited, and then I got like the final call, like congrats, like you made it to the one of the finalists. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, pack your bag for like a month, because you don't know how long you're gonna be. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
like
Did
so.
they
Then
pay for all of your flights?
what happened?
Did they pay for all of your flight?
Oh yeah, they paid for everything, which was crazy because my flight, I was out like the night before my flight, so I went to Philly because I was flying out of Philly, and I went to Philly and I was chilling with my homeboys, and I was lit, so I missed my flight. So I had to call production, like, listen, I missed my flight, y'all. They're like, what? What you talking about? You missed your flight? I was like, yeah, I missed my flight. I'm still in Philly. They're like, Joe, you better win this damn show. You over here missing the flights and shit. Now we got to book another flight. I was like, well, let's get another flight. So they had to book me another flight because I missed the first flight.
Thanks,
And
Alex.
then they got me out there.
So okay, like I said, I haven't seen it in forever. You made it quite far, didn't you?
I screwed myself up, but I definitely made it to the top 5. I got eliminated in real life because obviously it was like the first 10 minutes of the last episode. But I got eliminated 2 days before filming was complete. Like the day I got eliminated was when they went to Palm Springs to film. Like right after I got eliminated, they took the 4 that made it to the finals and they went out to Palm Springs right out the mansion.
And if I remember, you hit it off with Sydney, right? Or
No. So I was with Judi. But
okay.
I was definitely cool with like all of them. That's why they said Edson never made a connection. But I was definitely like more interested going for Judi, and that's when they showed everything how I made turn my back on her and all that crazy stuff.
So, okay, so I don't want to get into the whole ass thing because I don't want to do that, but I will just because usually I would ask you about the cat. I don't know very many of them, but I will ask you about the girls. Just
Mhm.
tell me kind of what you think and what your experience was. So, like, let's start off with Corey.
So I'm just gonna talk about to keep it cool and like whatever. On the first night, like the first time we saw them at the club, because obviously we didn't know who the hell the girls were, and I had watched the episode of season 7 because it aired the night before we started filming. So I watched the episode and I was like, "Yo, I like that girl Judi. Like she was lit, but they how they did her in the first episode. It was like, damn, why they treat her like that?" So when we in the club and the girls started coming and Corey was the first one, I'm like, all right, like this not my typical type of girl. Like this is not popping right now. I'm probably gonna be out. So she come in, I'm like, no. So then Sydney came, and I was like, okay, it's getting a little better. She coming through. She look like a little, not the typical little blonde chick and all that. I was like, it's getting better. It's getting
Yeah,
better. So Judi
nothing.
popped in. It
Yeah,
was a wrap. Like, oh my gosh, I was in love. I was like, that's my fucking baby. Like, I just watched her last night. Like, I just fell for her because of how they treated her. So when I saw her, like I wanted to hug her, and it was just funny because we clicked it like instantly. Like what they showed is definitely what happened. Like she came straight to my table, and we was lit. Like it just kicked off from the beginning. Like we was just cool like that, which we still are. And I'm cool with all of them. But
you still
yeah,
talk to all the girls or what?
yes, definitely. I love them. Like those my babies, all four. Because I'm talking about Tanisha as well. So all four.
How often was Tanisha actually around is a question I've always forgotten to ask because we've interviewed a couple of the guys from the show.
Mhm.
How often was she really around?
Um, Tanisha used to be like every 2 days or something. She'll come around, but she wasn't staying in the mansion. But she wasn't far because something would pop off. Like the one time of the fight with the girls with Sid and Corey, and like Tanisha was like, she just popped in. Like, and it was an unexpected fight.
Where
Like
the
it
fuck
wasn't
did
nothing.
she come from out of nowhere, also?
Right.
Like, you
So
know,
I'm like, maybe she was staying in one of those little houses they had off the side and stuff, because it was wild how they had everything. But yeah, she'll come in like every 2 days because we'll have eliminations like every 2 days, I believe.
yeah,
Like the filming, it was literally like they squeezed because Love Games was shorter than Bad Girls Club, so Love Games was like a
three.
filming of like 3 days in a 1 hour episode.
Okay.
So we literally will see her like every 2 days around that time.
So speaking of the fight, was it worse than what it looked like? And who do you think won?
Definitely Corey got hands,
She
Like
won for sure.
I was so surprised because Narissa, baby, how are you? Was Judi a sweetheart in the house? Yes, she was. So Corey, I was like right there. Like I was in there chilling, drinking a Bud Light, and they over here fighting. I was just like, whatever. Let the women fight. There's security. I'm just chilling there.
Yeah.
Um, But Corey got hands. Like I was so surprised because she's so small. She's small. She's got her titties or whatever, but she's small. So when I saw that, and I'm like, and not that Sydney didn't have hands, but of course Sydney was the one who ran up to her. So you like, damn, like Sydney's fired up already. This is about to get crazy. No, like Corey whipped out some hands, and I'm seeing like, what the fuck? Where this come from? Like that little ass girl, and that was that. Yeah, it was wild because it was like right then and there. We like, what the hell is happening? Like, no, this is really not popping off. It's not Bagger's house, but it happened.
Was that the energy the guys had too, though? Because for that season, I don't remember there being any fights between the cast of the men.
No, there
Like I
was.
know previous seasons there had been, I think.
Yeah, so they only showed that one little altercation with Jordan and Pasquale, but
Right.
with us, it was more like, and even with myself, on the first night, I was so drunk, so lit. The first night there was a small, and not even that, but there was like two times I had a little exchange of words with another cast member, and definitely like I was just like whatever. Like of course like production took the phones off and all that because I called my family. I called my mother and my best friend, and I was like, listen, y'all, like I'm about to crack this bottle on this motherfucker's head tonight, and I'm going home. Like fuck this.
But
I'm
it's still
fucking. So
that.
they're like, no, like don't do that. You know that's what they want to do, and I was like, no, fuck this, because the castmate was just we was drunk and the castmate was just talking hella shit, but they were talking shit about my mother. So I was just like, whoa, like I don't give a fuck if the shit they talked about me, but when they said it about my mother, that set it all off. And production shady ass went and disconnected the phone lines for like 2 days. um
So,
but that
oh,
was it. But they didn't show none of that. Obviously, they got to match with whatever character they edit you to be. And since they edited me to be the silly guy, and no silly guy going to be arguing and fighting. So, but there was that. It wasn't much altercations. There was actually two castmates that really tried it with me, and I was like, whatever. As long as they don't touch me, I wouldn't care. I was just like, whatever. As long as y'all don't touch me, I don't give a
do you
damn.
think you would ever like? Because like I like to ask, because reality television has changed so fucking much. Like,
Narissa, that's my baby right there. We went to school together. She's crazy.
so since like you were on reality TV in comparison to now, like all these zoo shows, they're doing like Bad Boys Club and like I honestly like back in the day, I really thought like I could do MTV's that like the Real World or Big Brother, but like, would you ever think that you would put yourself on another platform like that?
Would think I would definitely go on something. I think I wouldn't go on something too wild
Mm.
at this time. Something fun, definitely, because I feel like, hey, that's the point of it. Bad Boys, I'm not gonna BS you. That Bad Boys on Suits Network, I feel like season two, I was kind of considering to go. However, season one was just full of I
As a
didn't I didn't that wasn't what I was expecting. I was definitely expecting something different, and I was expecting a message to go to be shown amongst men. So it's not what it gave. Like that was not what it was given to the public or to the viewers. Of course, whoever wants to feed into that, entertain it, good. It's nothing like whatever. But I feel like they had talented guys in Love Games as well that they could have did a great show with. Like for sure.
did
Not
they
just on my
ever
season.
any form of a spin-off for any of you guys? Like, was there
No,
anything? Because they did 3 seasons. Also,
they did
to
four.
four, right? Camila was in the fourth one. There
Yeah.
also was rumors there was a fifth one, but something happened.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know
Um,
about that either?
Obviously, it was like rumors as well. I wouldn't know much of it. Definitely thought that there was going to be something. I expected like something to do because, like I said, there was some really good talent guys in Love Games. Not just my season. Like in about every season, there were some good talented guys that they could have did something, and those that got something out of it, like mad props to them. But you know, they didn't ever talk about anything. Like even for myself, like I was voted by the viewers, like by the fans as fan favorite bachelor from season three. And it was just like nothing. Like they just asked me to send pictures and my pretty much like the thank you that they had on the website, and they made their announcement during the finale. And the other thing they did was, oh, the video, like the "It Is What It Is" video that the network went and edited and put out there. So I was like, okay, I'm glad they did that, but
Somebody
shit.
earlier, I think, where is it? It says, where did "It Is What It Is" come from, and do you still say it to this day? And that's coming from your girl, Terry.
All right, so
So that's your friend calling you out because she already knows the story, I'm sure. So what's up with that?
wait, who asked that?
That was Terry. That's
Oh, Terry.
yeah.
Okay, so it is what it is. The way that "It Is What It Is" came about was the first night, like the first night that we was in the club. Like on the first episode, y'all saw like I was up for elimination. Like I was one of the top three, which I thought my scrawny ass was going home because let's talk about it. I was so scrawny back then. I got some meat on me now. However, I was so scrawny and I was up for elimination. So I was so drunk. Like I was drunk. They have given us so many bottles in that club that I was just drinking. Like I was drinking. It was free. We was drinking in the limo. To on our way to that club before, while we was filming and
They
meeting the guys, we was drinking in the limo, and I was a drinker. Like I was a drinker back then. So I was about to get eliminated, and I was just talking my shit, like trying to get my ass saved. And I was just like, because it is what it is. Like we could do whatever you want to do. I was just like that. I was like, it is what it is. We could do whatever you want to do. So that's how it started. Then I made it onto the house, and that night I continued drinking, and I kept saying it, but I would say it with the hands, and I'm like, it is what it is, or I'll be like, it is what the fuck it is, and I just be saying it is what it is. So from there, it just went on, and believe it or not, like everybody on set, not just castmates, we're talking about production crew.
camera crew. Yeah.
Yes, they
Yeah.
was out like it is what it is. Edson, they're like, yo, you really got all of us doing this shit, like off camera and all that. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like my drunk ass got y'all doing this shit. They're like, yeah. So that's how that came about, off of drinks. The liquor made me do it.
Okay, so I do have a couple. Like, I'll wrap it up. I know you're probably busy or whatever, but I gotta know:
Yes.
was there smashing in the house?
Was there a smashing in the house? There's a rumor about one. There's a rumor about one that
Corey, let me guess, right?
no. You're not
Okay.
about to have me dropping names on here because again, it's allegedly, these are rumors. I don't know. I wasn't there. I know that I didn't do a thing. And I will say this. In one of the challenges, one of those little challenges, production, because I was into the challenge, and production stopped. They broke in and they told me that I cannot touch any genitals. So
Genitals, not the fucking genitals.
no.
Okay, so Terry's saying Sid and Jordan, and then BGC Girls Inc. is saying Mike and Chris.
Look, I'm not going to say no names.
Oh, right. The one where there were the two guys that went into the bathroom the first episode, right?
Oh, the two guys that, oh my gosh. So the
Yeah.
two guys that went in the bathroom, Mike and Chris.
Yes.
So Mike
Tell us
and
about that.
Chris, they went in the, and that was the bathroom where I was sleeping at, in my bedroom. Like the bedroom where me and JP and John were sleeping in our room. So they, BGC, we could all be together? I don't know. Can I add them?
I don't know how to do the ad thing. They usually do that, if I'm being honest. I think you have to do it because it's your live.
So will they knock us off? Because this is,
No, you can add up to 4 people in a live.
oh, okay.
So that's really how we do our interviews.
Oh, okay.
We've been doing them a lot lately, but yeah, continue on with spilling that tea.
Okay.
So,
Hold on.
so,
Finish your story.
so, So yeah, the two dudes. That night was so like we were so turned up. That was the night after the rap challenge. So I mean, it was so crazy. Like we had like a gallon of Captain Morgan, and I was carrying it around, giving it to people to pour, like pouring it out on their mouths. And when they gave it to me, like I ended up throwing up and everything. They didn't show that. And I threw up, and then I was back in action, like, all right, let's go, y'all. And we was back at it. So that was the night, and we was in the girls' room, like chilling. We was just talking. And John P, JP came over. That's my homeboy right there. John P comes over and he was like, yo. I said, what? He's like, bro, these dudes are in the bathroom and they locked the door. They in our bathroom because we shared the room. So I'm like, what the fuck you mean? They in the bathroom. So he's like, yeah, well, they in the bathroom. Like, I'm not doing this shit. So I'm over here. Mind you, let's do a fun fact as some people as speculated or whatever. I was in the low. I was into dudes, but I ain't like them dudes in the damn house. Anyway, I'm
Oh,
sitting.
hey, tea is spilled. Now I can tell you you're hot without feeling awkward.
No, I'm sitting there like, well, I'm glad it wasn't me because shit, I'm in this house like, and inside I'm sitting there like, I don't like none of these dudes. You know what
Do
I'm
you think
saying?
they
Like,
were undercover though? Like, do you think they were like banging, or do you think they were doing something else? Like
look,
something
I
else.
can't say they was doing something because again, the door was closed and locked. Like literally, they locked the door so nobody could get in there. I'm not sure what they was doing because I know there were some.
Undercovers for
There
sure.
were some party favors as well, apparently and allegedly. So there were party favors. It was weird. So yeah, I went back. I ran to the room. I went to my room. Like, yo. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing? So like they opened the door. So I went and I took I think Chris was in the room, like or came over to the room and I pulled him. I was like, yo, like let's talk. Like what's happening? What the fuck was y'all doing? Y'all need to straighten this out. Like what are y'all doing? So they're sitting here like nothing. Like we don't know nothing. And I'm lost. Like what the fuck? Y'all was just in the bathroom locked. Like this is crazy. And production was bugging. Like one of the main producers, he was bugging. He's like, yo, what the fuck is happening in this house? This shit ain't never happened somewhere. Fuck is these two dudes in a bathroom locked? And I'm saying like, yo, bro, I don't know. And in my head, I'm saying they're like, shit, I'm glad it's not me because I'm over here cool as shit with production and it ain't my damn ass. It ain't my gay ass. I'm good.
I'm not gonna lie. Just side note, both of those boys were fun as fuck. I would have been right up in there. All three of us would have been eliminated. You know, they would have gone for a storyline, I'm sure.
Look, the way shit was, I don't know, man. Like, there was a rumor about one of them that he apparently had gay porn out.
Who,
I was like,
Chris, right?
what?
Yeah, the blonde one, I think, right?
No, the gay porn comic
Michael?
was Robbie
Robbie, oh,
with the
Robbie.
little red hair.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, he did have done it. I don't know. Like I
Yeah,
said,
I
I was
think
just
he was a model before coming. Yeah, he was a model. He done
right,
model.
right. My ass was sitting there chilling. Like, listen. I ain't in this shit. They don't got no fucking teeth. They don't got shit on my ass. I'm good. I'm gonna keep thinking I'm hot in this shit, and I'm alright. I'm just waiting to finish wrapping up, and I go home and fuck with whoever nigga I'm fucking with. You heard me? That's what I was thinking. But
So you had some questions, BGC Girls Inc.
Yeah, a few questions before we wrap up. But like before I start my questions, do you mind saving this live to your page? Because we didn't like this is your live, it's not our live, so you gotta like save it so we won't lose it.
oh,
Like
so it gives me the option at the end.
yeah, like once you hop off, d- don't press discard video. Discard video will delete the live. Just press share, like share to your page, like the share option. You'll see it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll do it for y'all.
Yeah.
I
Thank
got.
you. But my questions were like, have you ever watched season 1 of BGC, like the very first season?
No, I did not see season 1 of BGC. I actually, being very honest, like friends of mine would tell me to watch it, but I don't got time to watch this stuff. I watched season 7 because it aired on the day that the day before we started filming Love Games 3, season 7 premiered. So I watched it while we was in the hotel room to just know some of the girls. Like, and while we was doing the casting process, I looked at some of the shows, like the episodes, to know some of the girls. Because they would ask me about some of those bad girls, like, oh, who would you go for? And shit like that. And I was like, damn, I have no clue who these girls are. So I started getting myself familiar with them, and then I started watching the seasons. But when it first aired, I didn't know about it. Like, no.
Who do you still speak to like any of the guys from your season of Love Games? Because I know you talked to Nick Freeman still, but I don't know about any of the other guys.
Well, I don't keep like big contact with them. However, I'll say hello to them here and there, random. Joey,
Hey,
John.
shout out, buddy. Let's set if you talk to him, tell him let's set up an interview. I'd love to talk to that
Joey,
I don't know if he will do it. Like, he's a
yeah,
whole
Joey
lawyer.
seems like recluse now. Like,
He's a whole lawyer. He won't do that shit.
Oh,
That
he's a
man,
lawyer.
he's a whole lawyer. He ain't doing that shit. No.
I thought he was gonna be a comedian. Was what he was going for.
No, he had actually stopped going to law school.
2 seasons, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I thought he was going for like a comedian gig. Was back then.
No, so he had actually paused law school to go film Love Games 3. And then, they brought him back to season 4, which he won. But he was always in the law school, and he finished it up. So that's my boy. John P, he's doing great too. I talked to him here and there. I actually just wrote to him like congratulations. John, I saw him maybe 2 years ago in Atlanta. I linked up with him and Judi. Matthew, Matt, I'll talk to him here and there. Like, it's been a while. It's not like I talked to them recent, like I said, maybe like a year or whatever. And who else? Jordan actually put a story up of us when we had like the show happening, when we was doing club appearances the other day. And I replied to the comment, and that was it. Other than that, I don't know who else. Like, I talked to, like, it's crazy because I was very cool. I became very cool with a couple of the
different season guys.
season
Casey,
4
I think
guys.
you hung up with Casey. Yeah, Casey.
That's my boy, Casey.
Yeah.
Yo, Casey and I kick off like we was in the season together. I'm still am cool with season 4, and I knew him from years before, like real life homies. Tyrone from season 4, him, and season 2, Edward he's
Eduardo, he's from the Bronx. Yeah.
He's from the Bronx. He's cool. And Benz, shout out to him. He made some shit out of it. Like, he fucking got out of Love Games something out of it. So
Ben's fine as fuck as well.
who?
Ben's?
Look, sir, you can go ahead and say what you want to say. You ain't gonna get me up in here and say who are these damn guys.
Yeah, God bless whatever he has achieved.
Do I play any sports? I don't play any sports. No. And it's not a sport really, but when I was like in 2nd, 3rd grade, I did like track and field. That's about it.
So you've known Judi outside of the show. Personally, I just want to know, is she really that fucking crazy in real life?
Look, I wouldn't say Judi's crazy. She's crazy in a way that, like, we've been crazy. I'm crazy. Whatever crazy you want to do. But Judi is real life like Judi. but she's a sweetheart. Like she's a sweetheart, but she has her moments. But she's a real life sweetheart. Like her heart is caring, and I mean, after the show, we kept in contact, and we're still in contact. And you know, we text here and there. I text her happy birthdays, or randomly tell her like, you know, hey, beautiful, how you doing? Like, I love her. She's great. And Tanisha, that's my baby too. And
Have you sent a shout out to Sydney with like the recent news?
I have not seen her nudes, but I'm sure they're bomb as shit. She
Uh,
looks
no, her new NEW.
News.
So
Like, in
she
like
actually
her, Aaron
dating
Carter.
Aaron Carter for a while, and Aaron Carter just passed away. They used to be in like after the show, they dated for a while.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said nudes. Oh Lord.
I've seen those, and she's got ass for days.
I was gonna say, well, that's why I'm like, I'm sure they bomb.
Yeah, but no, I mean, so
Look, I
I
have
guess
not reached out to her. Um, yeah, I haven't reached out to her. I know she's like in a whole relationship and things like that. So I
yeah, what's up?
wouldn't, I personally wouldn't reach out like regardless about that because I'm like, I know she's got a relationship happening, but you know, I hope she's okay. I hope she's well, honestly, because yeah, she's another one. She's so cool. Like they're all so cool. Like Corey too. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to Arizona and like chill with her. Like they're all so cool. They're like real dope. But I think they're all beautiful. Like and a couple of other bad girls from like other seasons. I mean, it was like while I was in there and you know all that stuff like was airing. I met a couple of them, and I
Have
love
you
them.
met Angie before? Angie from Judi season?
Yes, yes. We actually had an event. Well, Judi invited me to an event, and it was Judi, I, Tiara, Angie. We was all out together. But she's another one. Very cool, very sweet. She's actually so sweet. Tiara is so dope. Like she is a little turn. Erica Lucci, that motherfucking girl, yo.
She's
That
about that life, isn't she? Like that's not just her TV.
yo, like we was in a strip club. Like the Henny was lit. The Henny was lit. We was so popping. There was another couple of girls that I ain't kick it off too well. Cause I was like, whatever, like but
I'm
they fit.
assuming you've seen it like now, right? So you've seen probably some of the seasons now. You were on it. I'm sure you've seen it. If you could have, like, I'm sure if, okay, let me rephrase this. If you could have been on the next season, like they asked Joey to been on,
Mhm.
you know how that, like, if you could have picked three bad girls, is there any girls that you would have wished to have on to have that chance with?
Um Definitely.
Yeah.
So Rima, because I was in love with Rima from her season. I was like, I love her attitude. Like she was so don't give a damn. I just loved it. And again, at that moment, I was all for that. Who gives a fuck attitude? Rima, um, Gia. I was in love with Gia. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Fucking Gia. Stop fucking playing with
Can
me.
we sign a petition, Gia for Baddies season 3?
Oh,
Okay,
she
and
is
then the third
beautiful.
girl. Third girl.
She's beautiful. The 10th girl. And this is any season.
Yeah, whatever season, man.
And I was in love. You know who I was in love with as well? She was what, 10? Janae?
Yeah.
Oh, Sinead? Sinead?
No, Janae. That one that they jumped on like in front of the house. The Creole
Alicia.
girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the big Alicia and
Well,
Valentina jumped her in front of the mansion.
Janae, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved her. Oh my gosh. Like I was in love with her. And then I was like, oh shit, I have something for the Creole girls. Cause I was like, damn, her and Judi, I'm like, I think they're so beautiful. So yeah. And you know who? The other chick with the E. Elise.
please.
The redhead?
No, Elise.
Elise, season
God
8,
damn,
replacement.
she's beautiful.
Yes.
Have you seen her? She's like a multi-million-dollar real estate agent now.
Oh well, look, man. I'm gonna need her to yeah. What's going on?
I actually, so speaking of like that season, I have set up an interview with like the red from Janae's season, the girl who beat her up.
Erica?
No, Alicia, the redhead.
Oh, she's so pretty and stuff now.
So I
Yes.
just actually was like communicating with her assistant and stuff today. But
Okay.
she doesn't want to talk too in detail about certain things, so I had to send a list of questions and stuff like that. But she's grown from the show, and I think that's we usually post with Bad Girls Club positivity because it's not we have to ask those certain questions about the show.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think our main goal is to show like how it's been friggin' years for you guys, and everybody's grown so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a memorable experience. It's a once in a lifetime experience. I definitely appreciate the time of that. The people I met, to me, we have that connection. Like, hey, we lived in this stuff together, and it was like we had that experience. So it's just like after a while, and I can't speak for everybody, but after a while, you grow, and depends on the person. I don't know how you want to move forward, but after a while, it's like really like, why am I going to be mad at these people over that?
yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying, and
know?
that's the whole point revolved around our page. That's what's called BGC Positivity T, because like how the BGC fandom could be toxic. Like the fans could still hate certain girls, like decade-old stuff, and that's what I understand. Like I like them feeling away
Yeah.
about airing. Like it's okay to have your opinion, but to like be so like hateful after 10 years have gone by, it's just like insane. Like how can y'all be mad at people y'all don't know personally from like decade old edited episode? You know what I mean? Like it's just like the
Yeah.
girls and most of the seasons have moved on. Like y'all should move on too. Like like
Oh, definitely. Like it was like that. There was a couple of fans that literally would really like get crazy with their messages and all this shit. And there was like two, like there was like from nearby areas. I would be like, yo, let's meet the fuck up. Like I'll smack this shit out of you. But that was back then, like now I would hug them. There was one, he's very popular, like he used to be mad popular, but he used to talk mad shit. Bruce Jackson.
Bruce Jackson. I think I've heard that name before, but I forgot.
Yo, I could not stand that man. And one time in a random party, we ran into each other. After I came out of the closet or whatever, it was a gay club, and we was like, and he's like, yo, I was like, yo, I gave this man a hug, like, I'm like, I'm mad at him, like, I can't keep that, like, no, not at all. But yeah, the fans was a little crazy, and some of it was there were a lot of younger fans. So that was a little annoying, but I definitely appreciated all of them. But it was a little annoying because it's like, yo, why are you talking so crazy? Like, go do your homework or something. It's past your bedtime right now. Like,
Night
you don't
night.
need to know who you're talking to, all these grown ass people.
So if season 3 of or season 2, sorry, if season 2 of Bad Boys Club goes a little differently, would you consider applying to season 3, and or would you do a different reality show?
I definitely would do a different reality show. Bad Boys. I just feel like they're really the cast members that they're doing. They're really trying to live up to the name, the title of the name, and it's like brother man's like no. Like honestly, I'll be very honest. I was considering to go audition for season 2, but I was gonna go like I'm here for a whole different shit. Like I'm not here to be fighting right off the gate and all that dumb shit. I'm not fighting. Y'all got me messed up. Y'all not gonna catch me fighting. I'm not doing all that shit. So I was like, is it gonna be worth me going out there with the energy that I'm gonna bring? Because obviously I'm not gonna be bringing that energy that they might be looking for. So that's why I didn't go about it, because I feel like if I go, they probably want somebody who wants to be mad ratchet and that wants to be fighting, and that's what you want. And it's like you got me fucked up. I ain't gonna fight you. I'm gonna just try to kill you with sarcasm. I'm gonna kill you with, hey, listen, I ain't gonna do no work. Let the Lord do the working and do something to you and harm you.
Nah.
Because at this point right here, you ain't gonna catch me on TV fighting for some damn views. Because my life continues after this shit. You got me fucked up.
Now that you say that you've come out, would you have done, like, side note, we talked about the bad boys, but would you have done Bobby, I Love You?
No,
No?
no, no. I
That's
wouldn't even do it now.
that's a mess.
I
Don't
listen.
worry about
I
that.
wouldn't do it now. At the end, first, let's start off. That's not the type of dude I would go for. So I'm just sitting here like, listen, that's the same shit as Love Games. Like Love Games, it got to a point where I was over it. Like I was ready to go. When I got eliminated, it was just like, all right, like I'm ready to go because it wasn't fun for me, and it was just I wasn't feeling this shit. Like if I don't vibe or connect, you're not gonna catch a good TV personality. So I wouldn't do that Bobby show. Like hell no. It would be like what the fuck? Like all they're gonna catch is me making mad faces. Like the fuck is this? Like this is a hot ass mess. The fuck is this? Like no. I wouldn't do it.
Is there any celebrity, like, let's be realistic, like a VH1 celebrity, if they ever did a dating show that you would be interested in doing?
A VH1 reality.
Well, like, if there was a dating show of a realistic celebrity that you would compete on, who would it be? Like, what if Lil Nas X got up on there? I'd be on there.
He okay. I'll go in there. I can fake it for him. I'll do good. I'll fake it for him. He might have something that I like.
Like, what are you into? You more of a Sam Smith type of boy?